Hello everyone, friends, family, acquaintances, those that subscribe and tune in just because they find this more entertaining than Netflix, perhaps. That's probably not the case, but thanks for tuning into this update video. Anyway, I just want to start by saying I had a bad shaving experience today. I set the trimmer too low and it was too late, so this is what you're going to get. A little bit more bare face, so bear with me. Yeah, that's a bad joke, I'm sorry. I want to start by, it's been a while since my last update. Obviously, as you know, if you get these updates, Corey and Caitlin went to Africa for 2 weeks. So I kind of focused in on those updates rather than my own. But they had a wonderful time serving and loving on the children there at the care points. If you want to find out more information, don't ask me because I didn't go. So you can talk to her. Maybe she'll do a video update or something at some point. But she has lots of good stories, and it was such a good experience for both of them. So thank you for those that partnered with them for them to be able to go on that awesome trip. Great experience, dream come true, all that sort of thing. So the boys and us managed at home okay. But contrary to what I believed and what I might have even said in an update, we did not live off of different burgers every day because I had to go grocery shopping and I noticed the price of beef. My goodness, the price of beef. So that wasn't in the budget for us to have burgers every night, and I love burgers. So it's going to be a rough summer at barbecuing. Lots of pork. Anyway, just on here to give a quick update for me, my work update, my what's going on, how I'm doing. So at CareImpact, we recently had one of our beloved team members, my friend Neba. She took a position in her church, a more significant role in her church, which is great, but it left a little bit of a hole on our end. She helped me with a lot of the podcasting stuff, the peripheral stuff, show notes, graphics, all those things that I'm not great at. I know how to do a lot of that stuff, but it's not my expertise. It's not in my wheelhouse, so to speak. Anyway, so I spent the last few weeks trying to fill those gaps and holes and learning how to do a lot of those skills, which she brought excellence to. That being said, the more we speak to people, organizations, the more we realize that sharing these stories, having these conversations on the podcast are actually really important. And they're important to the work that CareImpact does. We believe that the more of these stories that we share, the more understanding we have of one another, the more knowledge, the more awareness, and therefore the more empathy. And sharing these stories and impacting people is going to drive them to actually motivate action. It's going to cause them to think differently. When we're exposed to different diverse experiences and stories, it really does change the way that we view people. I found that for myself, for sure. Even editing the podcast and hearing these stories over and over again, you begin to think a little bit differently. So these stories are important. I encourage you, if you haven't listened to the podcast, get on it, listen to it. Even if you have to listen to it a few times, not every episode might be exciting for you to listen to, but just hearing these stories and empathizing with people and knowing that people come from different backgrounds is a huge step for us all to begin to have more empathy towards one another and understanding that we all have different stories. And I think that's a good catalyst for change in our communities for how we care for others. We've also come out of an intensive trauma care masterclass that we were facilitating online for an online course, 8 weeks long. I got to participate in that. It was great. I can confidently say that it enriched my understanding, shifted my perspective, even hearing some of the stories on the course. Does a lot of the same things like I just mentioned with the podcast. It gives you a deeper understanding that people have different stories and they're coming from different backgrounds. And that being said, those that took the course, those who are hearing more about the course, they want to implement that stuff where they are. They want to start running trauma care courses in different places. We're getting calls and inquiries about wanting to do in-persons here and there. That's exciting for us. We want to see people be more trauma care informed, or trauma informed. So if this is something you might be interested in, contact us, get on CareImpact's newsletter list at CareImpact.ca, and you'll hear about the latest offerings. Maybe you want to help facilitate one. Maybe you want to help run a course with one of our facilitators in your area. Just let us know. Reach out, because that's something that we're excited about for the months and the years to come, is increasing that trauma care course. I also have some exciting developments with the podcast that I'm working on with the team. Something really simple, practical, and I believe will be very impactful for all of those of us that care for the vulnerable, that care for children, or seek to be a support to those that do. Maybe we're not all directly involved with children and families, but we all know people that are. So I'll tell you more about it in the coming days. I don't want to give away too much right now. I'll keep you all in suspense. But there's lots to be excited about with what we're doing, CareImpact. I love how we're all leaning into the Lord's heart, really listening for what He has for us and where He's taking us, what direction He's going. I love the work, the conversations that I get to be a part of. I love leading worship for the team and just really seeking the Lord to really be His heartbeat with what He's doing with CareImpact. There's good fruit here, guys. Sowing into CareImpact is huge. Sowing into me, I thank you for those that have done that. In fact, this is something that I need to still increase on a month-to-month basis. I want to increase monthly donors. And if you want to be a part of that fruit, a part of that work, contact me or just head over to my website, beholding.ca, and you can give right there. Voice crack. So thanks for taking the time to listen to this quick update. Love you guys. Reach out to me if, like, what's been on your heart lately. I want to hear what's going on. Have you found a solution to the high beef prices? Maybe you found a deal somewhere. Maybe you have a guy or a girl or a butcher. I want to know this stuff. Anyway, love you guys. We will talk to you again soon.